Enzo Ferrari was born on February 18, 1898, in Italy. He was born in the city of Modena, which later became very important in his life story. Enzo grew up in a hard-working family that respected discipline, responsibility, and strong values. From a very young age, Enzo loved machines, speed, and exciting competitions very deeply. He enjoyed watching mechanical equipment and learning how different engines worked every day. His father owned a small metal workshop, and Enzo often spent time there happily. One important day changed Enzo's life and future dreams forever in a powerful way. When he was still a child, his father took him to watch a car race. The sounds, speed, and excitement of racing cars impressed young Enzo immediately and strongly. After this experience, Enzo dreamed about becoming part of the racing world someday personally. He became fascinated with fast cars and wanted to build something extraordinary in the future. But could a young boy from Modena really change automotive history forever? Enzo's childhood was not always easy or peaceful during those difficult historical years. His family experienced sadness and challenges while Italy faced economic and social problems. Later, Enzo also lived through the terrible events of the First World War period. During the war years, Enzo became seriously sick and faced many painful experiences personally. He also lost close family members, which deeply affected his emotions and future character. These difficult moments made Enzo stronger and more determined to succeed in life eventually. After the war ended, Enzo searched for work in the growing automobile industry eagerly. He wanted a career connected with racing cars, engines, and mechanical innovation professionally. At first, finding good opportunities was not easy for him at all. Enzo applied for jobs at different companies, but some businesses rejected his applications quickly. Even after these disappointments, he refused to stop chasing his biggest life dreams courageously. Then Enzo finally received an opportunity that started changing his entire future. Enzo began working for a small automobile company and learned valuable mechanical skills there. Soon after, he joined Alfa Romeo, which became extremely important in his career journey. At Alfa Romeo, Enzo worked hard and slowly became involved in professional racing competitions. He started racing cars himself and participated in different events around Italy regularly. Although Enzo was not the greatest racing driver in history, he understood racing deeply. He carefully studied engines, car performance, strategy, and the psychology of successful competition. People around him noticed his passion, intelligence, and leadership abilities during these racing years. Enzo understood that building successful racing teams required discipline and perfect organization daily. But Enzo Ferrari wanted something much bigger than simply driving race cars himself. During the 1920s, Enzo became more important inside the Alfa Romeo racing organization. He helped manage racing teams and worked closely with talented drivers and engineers professionally. His understanding of motorsport continued growing stronger with every competition and technical challenge. Enzo later created a racing team called Scuderia Ferrari. At first, the team worked closely with Alfa Romeo and supported racing activities competitively. The team quickly became respected because of its organization, ambition, and competitive spirit consistently. The symbol of the Black Horse later became famous around the entire world internationally. This symbol was inspired by an Italian war hero and carried strong emotional meaning proudly. Enzo demanded hard work, discipline, and perfection from everyone working around him professionally. He believed successful racing required total dedication and constant improvement without excuses ever. But could Enzo Ferrari eventually build cars carrying his own famous family name? This dream slowly became more realistic as Enzo gained experience, connections, and confidence yearly. After years of learning and racing, Enzo decided to start his own automobile company independently. This was a dangerous and difficult decision because the competition was already very strong internationally. However, Enzo believed deeply in his vision and trusted his abilities completely and confidently. In 1947, the first official Ferrari car was created successfully. This moment changed automotive history and started one of the world's most famous brands forever. The company became known for speed, beauty, luxury, and incredible racing performance globally. People admired Ferrari cars because they looked elegant and performed amazingly on racing tracks. Enzo Ferrari finally achieved the dream he carried inside himself since childhood years passionately. But Enzo Ferrari's journey was only beginning, and bigger challenges were still coming. After creating Ferrari, Enzo Ferrari focused completely on building the best racing cars possible. He wanted Ferrari vehicles to become symbols of speed, power, beauty, and technical perfection worldwide. Enzo believed that racing was the true heart and soul of his growing company. The first Ferrari cars quickly attracted attention because of their incredible performance and elegant design. Drivers loved the speed and power, while fans admired the beautiful shapes and strong engines. Ferrari soon became respected in the world of professional motorsport and luxury automobiles internationally. Enzo worked with talented engineers who spent many hours improving engines and racing technology constantly. He demanded excellent results from every person working inside the Ferrari organization daily and seriously. People sometimes feared Enzo because he expected discipline, focus, and perfection from everyone around him. But why did Enzo Ferrari care so deeply about racing competitions and winning? For Enzo, racing was not only business or entertainment for wealthy people internationally. He believed racing helped improve cars, technology, teamwork, and the spirit of human ambition powerfully. Winning races also helped Ferrari become more famous and respected around the world continuously. Ferrari cars started competing in important international races against many powerful automotive companies regularly. These competitions were exciting, dangerous, and sometimes very emotional for Enzo personally and professionally. Every victory brought pride, while every failure created pressure and disappointment inside the company deeply. During these years, Ferrari became connected with famous racing events and championships globally. The company later entered Formula One and created legendary racing history there. Ferrari eventually became one of the most successful and recognized teams in Formula One history. But success in racing often came together with tragedy and painful emotional moments. Motorsport during the 20th century was extremely dangerous for drivers and racing teams regularly. Many accidents happened during races because safety technology was much weaker than today's standards. Enzo Ferrari experienced sadness after losing talented drivers and close friends through racing accidents painfully. These tragedies affected Enzo deeply, even when he rarely showed emotions publicly to others. Some people described him as serious, distant, and completely focused on work and competition. However, inside himself, Enzo carried many emotional memories and personal struggles silently for years. One especially painful experience involved Enzo's son, Alfredo Ferrari, who was often called Dino. Dino loved engineering and worked with Ferrari on important technical automobile projects passionately. Enzo hoped his son would continue leading Ferrari in the future successfully and proudly. Sadly, Dino became seriously ill and died at a young age unexpectedly and tragically. This loss deeply hurt Enzo emotionally and changed his personality in many lasting ways permanently. Many people believed Enzo became even more focused on work after losing his beloved son. Could Ferrari continue growing after such painful personal tragedies and enormous pressure? Even during difficult emotional periods, Enzo continued building stronger and faster Ferrari cars constantly. The company created vehicles that became famous symbols of luxury and elite performance globally. Many wealthy people dreamed about owning a Ferrari because the brand represented success and prestige. Ferrari also became connected with passion, Italian style, and exciting driving experiences internationally. The sound of Ferrari engines became famous and recognizable for car lovers around the world instantly. During the 1960s, Ferrari faced growing competition from other automobile manufacturers internationally. One important rival was Ford Motor Company from the United States. Ford wanted to defeat Ferrari in important racing competitions and prove its engineering strength publicly. This rivalry became legendary in automotive history and inspired books, documentaries, and movies later. The competition pushed Ferrari engineers and drivers to work even harder than before consistently. Enzo remained deeply involved in company decisions and racing strategies during these competitive years actively. He carefully watched races, studied technical details, and expected complete dedication from his teams. Even as he grew older, Enzo continued protecting the Ferrari identity and competitive spirit strongly. But how did Enzo Ferrari become one of the most respected names in automotive history? The answer came from decades of passion, sacrifice, discipline, and belief in impossible dreams courageously. As the years passed, Enzo Ferrari became one of the most respected people in the automobile world internationally. Many drivers, engineers, and racing fans admired his determination, intelligence, and passion for competition greatly. His name became connected with speed, luxury, innovation, and the spirit of never giving up. Even during older age, Enzo continued working and watching the progress of Ferrari carefully daily. He believed that success could disappear quickly without discipline and constant improvement inside the company. Because of this belief, Ferrari continued developing faster and more advanced cars every single year. Ferrari vehicles became famous not only for racing success, but also for incredible road performance. People around the world dreamed about driving a Ferrari at least once during their lifetime. The company's cars represented power, beauty, prestige, and Italian engineering excellence proudly and internationally. But what made Ferrari different from many other luxury automobile companies worldwide? One important reason was Enzo Ferrari's strong personality and unique philosophy about competition deeply. He believed emotions, passion, and dreams were just as important as technology and engineering. For Enzo, a Ferrari car needed to feel alive and exciting for every driver emotionally. He also believed racing helped create better road cars for normal customers eventually and naturally. Lessons learned during difficult races often improved the quality and performance of Ferrari automobiles directly. Ferrari continued winning important races and championships in Formula One through many different decades successfully. The company became one of the most famous and successful teams in Formula One history permanently. Fans around the world proudly supported Ferrari because of its exciting history and passionate identity. The famous red Ferrari racing cars became symbols of excellence and determination internationally over time. Even people who knew little about motorsport recognized the Ferrari name and famous horse logo instantly. However, Enzo Ferrari's life was not only about success, victory, and luxury automobiles. Behind the success, Enzo experienced loneliness, pressure, and many difficult emotional struggles privately. He spent most of his life focused on work, racing, and the future of Ferrari constantly. Some people described him as mysterious because he rarely shared his deepest feelings publicly. Enzo also understood that building something legendary required sacrifice and personal dedication completely. He demanded perfection from himself and expected the same commitment from people around him professionally. In the 1980s, Enzo became older and spent more time thinking about Ferrari's future carefully. He wanted the company to remain strong and successful long after his own lifetime ended. Ferrari had already become one of the most recognized automotive brands in the entire world. In 1988, Enzo Ferrari died in Modena at the age of 90 years old. His death was very emotional for Ferrari workers, racing fans, and automobile lovers internationally. Many people respected him because he changed motorsport and luxury car history forever completely. Only weeks after his death, Ferrari achieved an important Formula One racing victory emotionally. Many fans believed this victory honored Enzo's memory and lifelong passion for competition beautifully. But why does the Ferrari name remain powerful and famous even today worldwide? The answer comes from Enzo Ferrari's vision, passion, and refusal to accept ordinary results ever. He wanted Ferrari to represent dreams, courage, and the excitement of impossible achievements permanently. This philosophy continues guiding the company many decades after Enzo Ferrari's death internationally. Today, Ferrari creates some of the world's most admired sports cars successfully. Collectors, celebrities, athletes, and car enthusiasts continue loving Ferrari vehicles passionately and proudly. The company's racing history still inspires millions of fans across different countries and generations. Enzo Ferrari's story teaches important lessons about ambition, discipline, and believing in personal dreams strongly. He faced wars, personal tragedies, business pressure, and intense competition during his difficult lifetime courageously. Instead of quitting, he continued building something that later became legendary across the entire world. Today, Ferrari is more than only a car company for many passionate people internationally. It is a symbol of emotion, excellence, determination, and the pursuit of greatness without fear. What new Ferrari innovations and racing victories will continue Enzo Ferrari's incredible legacy? Even many years after his death, Enzo Ferrari's influence still drives the company forward proudly.